Today, we're going to pull back the curtain a little bit and look at the 2025 report from an organization called the Iowa Communities Assurance Pool, or ICAP for short. We're going to break down how this pretty unique group works behind the scenes to keep your town and hundreds of others just like it running safely and smoothly.
Here's a question to get us started. Who protects your public library when something goes wrong? Seriously, think about it. Or what about your city hall, the snow plows to clear the roads in winter, or the local fire department? These are all the public services we just kind of expect to be there, but what happens when disaster strikes? Who's there to make sure they can get back on their feet?
Take a look at the Williamsburg Public Library. It's more than just a building full of books, right? It's a real hub for the community. And it's exactly the kind of place that needs a solid safety net. This right here is why the story of ICAP even begins.
So let's rewind to the mid-'80s. Back then, Iowa's towns and cities were facing a huge crisis. They got slammed by what's called a hard insurance market. Basically, it's a time when regular insurance becomes either way too expensive or, in some cases, you just can't get it at all. I mean, can you imagine your town not being able to insure its only fire truck? Iowa's communities, they had to get creative and fast.
And that crisis led to a really innovative solution. Which brings us to our first big idea: why a pool is even needed in the first place. So, what in the world is a risk pool? Well, think of it like this. It's a whole bunch of communities coming together to insure each other. Instead of every town going it alone and trying to find coverage, they pool their money and they pool their risk. It's a super powerful idea, really. By standing together, they create the kind of stability that the traditional market just couldn't offer them.
Okay, so let's jump forward to 2025. According to their board chair, Tom Roth, the whole year was really defined by just one word: progress. So let's dig in and see what that progress actually looked like on the ground.
A big part of that progress, it turns out, wasn't just about policies or finances. Nope, it was about people and a renewed sense of purpose.
And a huge step in that direction was this. For the very first time in its history, ICAP brought on a full-time executive director, Becky Bissell. This was a massive move toward long-term stability. It ensures there's always someone who's 100% focused on steering the ship and guiding the whole program.
In this photo, it just brilliantly shows the team behind that leadership. These are the claims adjusters, the underwriters, the risk specialists. But here's the crucial part. They're not in some skyscraper in a faraway city. The report really makes a point of this. They live and work in the same Iowa communities they serve. That gives them a real, first-hand understanding of the challenges their members are up against.
And that local connection? Well, that's the engine for absolutely everything they do. Which brings us to what they call their member-first approach.
So what does member-first actually look like in practice? Well, it starts with this number: over 300. That's how many times the ICAP team went out and visited their members across the state, just in 2025 alone.
And we're not talking about just dropping off a brochure. These are hands-on, on-site visits. It's about literally walking through a facility, talking to people face-to-face, and really getting a feel for their unique needs. It is true boots-on-the-ground support.
And that support, it comes in a lot of different forms. They're doing safety inspections, they're providing training sessions that are tailored to that specific member, offering direct one-on-one support, and even helping shape policies to stop problems before they can even start. See, it's a proactive model, not a reactive one.
And beyond all those individual visits, they also ran over 70 official trainings and educational sessions during the year. This is all about building up expertise and resilience right there within the communities themselves.
And those trainings are super specific. I mean, check this out. Here's the team working with DART, the Des Moines Transit Authority. The risks that a major transit system faces are totally different from, say, a small rural library, right? And this just shows how ICAP tailors its expertise to fit exactly who they're helping.
This kind of hands-on approach builds more than just safety plans. It builds trust. It builds genuine partnerships.
Okay, check this out. This is the City of Waukees' new public safety building. And what's so amazing is that ICAP was on site doing a risk control visit before the building even opened its doors. That right there is the definition of a proactive partnership, helping to design safety right in from day one.
And this slide, it really just puts it all together. On the left, you've got the people of ICAP. And on the right, you see one of the very places they protect, the Orleans City Hall. It's just a direct visual line from the dedicated team to the heart of our local communities.
So, with all this progress, all these people, and all this partnership, what were the actual results? Let's take a look at a year of measured success. By the end of 2025, ICAP had 805 public entities as members. And that includes cities, counties, townships, fair boards. I mean, it's a massive cross-section of public life here in Iowa.
And their growth is really steady and intentional. In 2025, they added 13 new members, while only 10 left. And most of those were just because the entities themselves were dissolving. This shows you it's a stable, trusted program that communities really want to be a part of.
And here's the number that really shows you the sheer scale of their responsibility. $15.3 billion. That's the total insured value of all the property covered by the pool. An absolutely incredible amount of public trust rests right on their shoulders.
So as they look ahead, getting close to their 40th year, these are the 4 core values that are going to guide them. Transparency in how they communicate, stability for the long haul, innovation to stay ahead of new risks, and fairness in how they treat every single member, big or small.
So, the next time you visit your local library or you see a fire truck racing by, just remember there's this whole network of people working in partnership behind the scenes to keep those essential services safe. It's this quiet, foundational strength, keeping watch over Iowa's communities, not just for today, but for all the tomorrows to come.